1. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm your host Carrington Walker, and this is I Am Podcast Radio, powered by the I Am Podcast Media Group. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Always, it's always love. Appreciate you, the supports, the new subscribers, everybody that's following the platform, that's listening. Thank you again. Don't forget to press the like button, share, comment, all those things. You already know how we do it. Don't forget to donate, PayPal, all of that stuff. All of that's in the comments, all of that. You already know. But let's jump right into it, right? As you can see, I have concerns about the black community, right? I have concerns for my brothers, for my sisters, for myself, for my family. Um, what we doing today? Why we here? You see it. We talking about to take the COVID vaccine, not to take the COVID vaccine. So a lot of people are choosing sides. A lot of people are making it into something that is combative, right? Something that is a lot of people are trying to create the narrative that if you take the vaccine, like somehow you're a part of the establishment, somehow you're a part of some conspiracy. If you don't take the vaccine, you're foolish, you're this, you're that. But this is what I do want to say. This is what I want to say. My thing is this. I believe for the black community, and this is the reason. Should you take the vaccine? Should you not take the vaccine? You tell me. I don't know. What do you think? What do you believe, right? But my thing is this. This is my thing, right? The black community has a legitimate gripe or a legitimate reason to be hesitant to jump off the porch and just take the vaccine. Just, hey, this is what they're recommended. Let's do it, right? We have a legitimate gripe in the black community. We have a legitimate reason for hesitation, for reserve, right? So it bothers me when people are wondering why the black community does not just go full force into it. Let's go head first, right? But it also bothers me when the black community or those in the black community that don't want to, they stop at the hesitation of it and they don't want to go any further, right? So what I want to do and what I aim to do, what I've always aimed to do ever since I started podcasting and started my platform was to educate, right? Progression is not an option because when you know better, you do better. But in order to know better, you have to be educated by something or someone, whether that's an experience that educates you through life or whether it's somebody that takes you by the hand and teaches you, right? So, what I don't want the black community to do is stand on the sideline and watch while everyone else is making plays. What's the right play? What's the wrong play? That's yet to be determined, right? But this is what I want to. This is what I would suggest. I would suggest that each and every person, more specifically in the black community, because I want to speak to my brothers and my sisters in the black community, because we are the ones who are very hesitant and very apprehensive for taking the vaccine, right? I'm not going to tell you whether you should take the vaccine or not, because me personally, I feel that is something that you need to come to a conclusion on your own. Whatever gives you peace, whether you decide not to take it, whether you decide to take it, right? But this is my thing, okay? I don't feel that it's wise for you to simply say, I'm not taking a vaccine because of Tuskegee. That's not using wisdom. Or to say, I'm taking a vaccine because the government told me to take the vaccine. That's not using wisdom. What we need to do as a black community is to continue to educate ourselves. if you feel that you've done your due diligence, you've sought out the truth, right? You've done your due diligence. You've asked the questions. You've contacted your doctors, those who you trust. You didn't just settle for all the conspiracy theories out there either way, whether it's for or against, but you actually sought professional opinions, not my opinion, not somebody that's not in the medical field, that doesn't know how vaccines work or don't quite understand those things, but somebody that's in the medical field, somebody that is a professional, somebody that sees the results of these things day in and day out. You've sought that information, and then you come to the conclusion and you make an educated decision. That is my gripe with anybody concerning the vaccine outside of the black community and within the black community. Because me personally, I've got my first dose of the vaccine, which was the Moderna. Now, it was only a result, right, of a COVID-19 forum that I participated in, and I educated myself, and there were a lot of things, a lot of misnomers that I didn't quite understand, or that I assumed, or that I believed. But once I got that information, I was able to say, "Hey, okay, this is what I thought it was, but in all actuality, that was incorrect." Or, "Oh, I didn't know that." Okay, well that makes a difference. Now we're talking about something completely different. So what I was able to do, I was able to sit down with my wife, with my family, and say, "Hey, these are the options, these are the risks, these are the concerns. What do you want to do?" So I said, me personally, I said, "Look, as the man of the house, I will take the vaccine first. See what's going on, see how I feel, see, if I got any side effects, anything like that. And then you can, speaking to my wife, you can choose to do it or not choose to do it. I'm not forcing you to do it. I'm not saying you got to do it or I'm going to divorce you. I'm not on nothing crazy like that." But this was a conclusion that we came to. Now we both, she's taken her first dose, and she has the Pfizer. She took the Pfizer. So we both came to an educated decision about taking this vaccine. And mind you, we were both of us were like most black people in the black community. Wait a second. Whoa. Pump your brakes. What's going on with this? Because of the past, our past history with what's been going on in the medical community as it pertains to the black community. So that apprehension is there. That apprehension is valid, is reasonable. But what's not reasonable is for us to stop right there. We cannot stop right there. We have to dig deeper. We have to go to legitimate sources, even if it's not the CDC or the government or some, what I'm saying, Dr. Fauci. If you don't feel comfortable in that, that's fine. But who is your, what I'm saying, who is your family physician? Who are these people that you go see concerning your health? Who is your pharmacist? These are the people who you deal with on a constant, that lives in your community, that you deal with them on a constant basis. These are the people that you need to speak to, not cousin Ed, not your uncle who thinks that everybody is out to get him, and that's why he don't work, and that's why he's still living in the basement, and that's why he knows all the secrets about secret societies and all the conspiracies, but yet he can't keep a job, yet he can't function outside of his mom's basement. We don't need that. That's not who we seek out, right? Because the thing about it is what's funny is all these people have these conspiracy theories, whether it's for or against. I'm speaking on both ends of the spectrum. I'm not speaking to take the vaccine or not to take the vaccine. This is not what I'm trying to convince you of. But what I'm trying to convince you to do is to educate yourself. Educate yourself. like you do anything else. You do the research. You don't just, when you buy a product and you're not sure about it, what do? You go read reviews. You don't read reviews of make believe people. You go read reviews of authentic people that actually use the product. So, or you go to the professional. If we were podcasting, you trying to figure out how to podcast, you're not going to seek somebody about a microphone, whether it's a good or bad microphone that's just a regular Joe Smo out there. You're going to seek professional help, right? You're going to seek professional help. So with that being said, I charge you all, the black community, educate yourself. Once you get all the information that you feel that you have to make an educated decision whether or not to take the vaccine, make that decision and stand with that decision. But all of this, oh, I ain't taking it cause I don't know what they putting in my body. Tuskegee, I ain't taking that. They could be putting anything in my body. But yet you do all of these other things that you know destroy your body, but you still do it willingly, openly. As a matter of fact, you do it and post it on all your social media websites that you doing it and you glorify it. But we don't want to speak on that. We don't want to be held accountable for that, right? But let's be better. Let's educate ourselves. Let's not again sit on the sidelines and watch while everyone else is in the game and we on the sidelines clapping or playing Monday morning quarterback or saying I woulda, I shoulda, I coulda, and all these type of things. No, let's be involved. Let's take ownership. Let's advocate for ourselves, right? Let's do that. Yeah, if there's things that we don't understand, let's go to our physician and say, "Hey, I'm considering taking this vaccine, or I'm apprehensive. What can you tell me? What can you tell me? And guess what? If I do take the vaccine, what can I expect? If I don't take the vaccine, how should I adjust? What should I do? Where should I go? Where shouldn't I go? How should I live?" These are things, it's okay to say, I'm not taking the vaccine because of A, B, and C. I did my research and I don't feel that that's gonna, I feel comfortable doing that. I respect that. But to just simply say, I'm not taking the vaccine because of Tuskegee, that's hard for me to understand. And then on the other end of the spectrum, oh, I'm taking the vaccine because Dr. Fauci, he was on TV and I don't know that man. I'm not taking anything just because somebody else told me to take it and I don't know nothing about it. I had to educate myself. And I charge you, the listener, if you've taken the vaccine, salute. If you have not, salute. But whatever reason whatever reasoning that you have, I just pray that it's an educated decision, that it's a decision that is something that is, you've come to this doing your due diligence in trying to find out what but works best for you and your family. And at the end of the day, this is the reason why I wanted to do this episode, or this is the reason why I wanted to do this, because so many of us are standing on the sideline and watching life go by, and not just with the vaccine, but with other things and other things in life. But we speaking to the vaccine, and I've seen so many people in our small circles in life, and I'm sure in yours who's listening, that have reasons of why they're not taking it, and it all boils down to miseducation, and it all boils down to people, or not even miseducation, the lack of education, ignorance, not wanting to do their homework, not wanting to find out the truth, not wanting to find out what works best for them, but just making an uneducated decision. So I'm going to put a forum link uh, in the comments. I mean, not in the comments. I'm sorry. I'm going to put, you know, a link to a forum that was done that helped me out a lot. If you are part of a forum, if you know of any forums, if you know of any things in the community where people that look like us, that we know that we can see in the community, that we can actually contact, that we can actually call, that we can actually meet with. If you know of anything like that, pass that on to your brother, to your sister, to your neighbors, and help to educate the black community, help to educate us as we continue to grow, as we continue to improve, as we continue to try to get back to some sense of normalcy, some sense of uh, through this pandemic, because it's been crazy. And I know everybody wants to get back to life and wants to feel like they're living again. But in order to do so, we got to figure out this pandemic thing, right? We got to figure it out. So, again, whether you take the vaccine, whether you don't take the vaccine, I just want you to be able to make an educated decision. And before you get on here and saying, well, they said this and they said that and all of this, that, and the third, I'm not speaking for or against being vaccinated. That's not what this is. My aim is to encourage you to educate yourself before you come to your conclusion, before you make that decision. I'm your host, Carrington Walker. This is the I Am Podcast, I Am Podcast Radio, powered by I Am Podcast Media Group. And again, I want to just say thank you. Educate yourself, do all that good stuff, man, and do what's best for your family. Peace.